It's actually sunny for my last day in London. Yay! Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello, everyone. I'm still in London, in the world's most fabulous home. But I want to do one more thing. I want to make one breakfast for you guys. I've been very excited about the spring ingredients that are happening here. So we're gonna do some greens. Some nice braised greens with anchovies, I think. And I'm gonna go shopping to my little market because I owe him some money too. And we're gonna get cooking. All right, we're back home. Whatever it was intended to be, a 10-minute go to the market situation turned out to be like an hour and a half getting lost, going to 3 market, catching coronavirus. But I got the cutest anchovies of all time. Let's see. I might just have to buy a luggage and fill them up with these. Look at that. Oh, £1 for this. I mean, come on. All right, here's the really simple list of ingredients that I got. I got some spring garlic, but if you don't have any spring garlic, you can just go for regular. It's just like a baby version of garlic. Anchovy, chili flakes, olive oil, a nice loaf of sourdough, some eggs. I think the nicest thing about the UK is the eggs already coming at room temperature with feathers on them, which is so cool. And then I got a lot of chard. I found this really nice baby chard, and I got 3 bunches, which seems like a really, really big amount. But this, remember, this is gonna cook down to about like a 1/10 of its size, so whatever seems like a lot, maybe not too much. This is all gonna go down like this. We're going to start with tempering our eggs. Next off, I'm gonna wash the baby chard that I have just in cool water. Then I'm gonna chop it up and have it ready for braising. I got it here all washed, and I sort of put it all stems at the same side. So I can take big bundles. Because the stems are a little bit more tough, I'm gonna slice a little bit more smaller towards that end, and here we're gonna leave it pretty rough. So. And as you get here, just like that. It already doesn't feel like that much chard, to be honest. So, this. And here, bigger. That's it. For the braising part of the green, I'm just gonna slowly in olive oil cook some anchovies with some garlic and chili flakes. All right, so this is gonna require a very little knife. For this new garlic like this, I can almost use the whole thing. I'll just cut up the bottom. And this I'm gonna save. I can always use to rub on the bread once the bread comes out of the toaster. And this guy in half like this. And this is just such a beautiful product. The least you cut it, the better it is. So I'm gonna keep it really chunky like that, rustic. And for the top, I can also use most of it, cut in half. And you really don't need to go too thin. When you get spring garlic like this, it is so tender and it's so not all that, spicy, that you can just use it very coarsely. All right, garlic, that's done. If you don't have any spring garlic, regular garlic thinly sliced will work just fine. The last thing we need to cut is gonna be the bread. And this is some really beautiful sourdough that I found here at a local bakery. And I'm just gonna do a couple slices. I have a toaster, so I'm gonna do just a very traditional toast look, just like this. So for cooking the greens, I'm gonna use this pan, quite a big pot, because we have a lot of chard. And then I'm gonna do some oil, but not too much because I picked some anchovies that are cured in oil. So I'm gonna do about half of a can. That really is up to how you like anchovies. The oil that's in here is quite tasty, so I'm gonna dump that in there. All of my garlic and chili flakes. Chili flakes, once again, that's totally up to you. You can go, that looks good to me. I'll put that on the stove at about low heat until the anchovies are just falling apart. The only thing that's really important here is that we don't get any color on anything. I'm not gonna put any salt with the garlic and anchovy just yet because the anchovies are quite seasoned and I don't wanna go too hard too fast. So it's been about 5 minutes and everything is sort of tender and falling apart and friends with each other. And now all I'm gonna do is add all the chard in there. So for the first 5 minutes, I'm gonna cover it up. So I'm crowding my pan with the chard pretty intensely, and I'm just gonna cover it up for like the first 5 minutes, just so it starts steaming and wilting all together and leaving some room, and eventually we're just gonna start stirring and stirring. So for braised greens, let's be real here. The uglier the greens, the better they will taste. So take it further, take it to that like not so sexy army green level, mushy, and you're gonna get something that tastes really f***ing good. It's been about 5 minutes. I can take off my lid, tossing it around. Make sure to stir very well. And we're gonna probably cook that for another 10 to 15 minutes. Why don't we do a poached egg, which I think is a lovely way to cook an egg. Actually, it's sort of the easiest one. When you really think about it, it's pretty much the easiest one. All you really need is a pot of water and to not be freaked out about poaching eggs, because poaching eggs is really f***ing easy. There are about like a million different things you could do to help poach an egg. You could do the vinegar trick, or like the swirl trick, or any of that. But really, to me, I think just a poached egg, as long as your water is up to like a rolling boil, and then you crack your egg straight up in there. And then one big advice I have for you, like the only really way you can fuck it up is if you start poking at the egg too early. So don't rush it. It's gonna take about like a minute to cook, and wait until a minute to start checking it and to see if it's cooked enough or not. It will, I think for poached egg, everyone wants that like Instagrammable runny yolk moment and is like really rushing the egg, but it will get there. Do not worry, your egg will be runny and delicious. I just took the eggs out, and the only way to really check, the best trick I feel like, is just to touch them and see how they feel. The work is done here. It's been about 20 minutes. The greens are good, nice and tender. See how the color has just gotten darker and darker, and it's feeling all very tender and juicy, and that's what you want. All right, so for plating, I got my toast. I'm gonna rub that garlic butt and do just a bit of olive oil. Yeah. Got my plate, my toast, and I'm gonna put some greens. And my egg. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and of course, finishing up with some oil. And bam! I hope you enjoyed, because I did. This is really, right now, right here, right now, this is my favorite way of eating greens. Give it a try. Let me know how you like it. See you later back in LA. Mmm. Mmm, 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 mmm.